Hello everyone, this is Shilpa B, Assistant Professor, Department of ISC, Canara Engineering College. So I am going to teach you file structures concept. Let us go for the introduction to the course. So these are the objectives of the course. So if you study this particular subject, you can able to explain the fundamentals of file structures and its management. You can measure the performance of different file structures. You can organize different file structures in the memory, demonstrate hashing and indexing techniques. These are the objectives of the course. And if you are able to study this course, finally you can get these outcomes. If you go for the module 1, you can study. If you study the module 1, you can explain the fundamental concepts of file structures and different techniques used to store the data. You are able to explain the indexing techniques to store and retrieve the data from the file, and you can also know the co-sequential processing and multi-level indexing to organize the data. You can apply the indexed sequential file access. You can apply it for solving B tree or B plus trees. You are able to use the suitable hashing techniques for storage and retrieval of data. This is the textbook which we prefer for file structures concept. File structures and object oriented approach with C++ by Michael J. Folk. You can note it down. It is a textbook for which is very important for file structure concepts. So here in the module 1 we have 4 different chapters. Let us go for the first one, where we are going to study the introduction to the design and specification of file structures. So mainly in this chapter we have 3 different basic things. One is the definition of file structure, what exactly the file structure is. Then why we need to study file structure, or I can tell it as heart of file structure. Overview of file structure design. These are the 3 things we have in the chapter 1, very small chapter. So let us go for the definition of file structure. Before the definition of file structure, let us just define what exactly file is. So if you have a set of data and you are storing that data as records or fields, then you are clubbing that records together in one single area. We can call that as a file, where the file is which is physically existing. You can view that file, you can view your data whichever is present in the file, right? So what exactly a file structure is? When you have a huge amount of data with you, and without any particular structure, your data will not be accessed easily, right? If you have a lots of data with you, and if you want to get some amount of data from that big data set, then obviously there might it might require a particular structure. So giving a proper structure to your data which is present in file, we can call it as file structure. So by giving some shape to your data so that you can access it easily and you can use it for some particular operations, so that is called as file structure. So a file structure, it is the combination of representation for data in files and of operations for accessing those data. So mainly there are 4 different operations in file structure: read, write, modify and search. So read, nothing but if you have some data in your file, how we can read it. Write, how can we write the data into file. Modify, how exactly we can modify the data which is already present in the file, how we can update the things in the file. Then search, how we can access the data, how we can go to a particular data in the file, or how we can go to a particular record and fetch the data. So that is search operation. We also have the concept of seeking. that is directly go to a particular place and access the data. So all these are different operations we have in the file structure. Next, let us go for the heart of file structure, or why we need to study file structure design. So the first concept here is storage, data storage. Mainly, if you consider your computer data, there are three types of storage locations. One is primary storage, secondary storage, and tertiary storage. So primary storage is nothing but your computer memory. I can simply call it as memory, right? Secondary storage, it is nothing but the storage which is external in nature. In this sense, suppose you have pen drive, CD, DVD, all those things, I can call it as secondary storage. It will not lose its data even if it is turned off. So if you remove your pen drive from the system, the data which is there in the pen drive will not be erased, right? So it will not lose the data. So that is the secondary storage. Then what is tertiary storage? It is also like secondary storage, but if you have lots of data to be stored, then we can go for tertiary storage. For example, optical jukeboxes. It contains a lot of CD-ROMs, and it will be containing a robotic arm also, which will go to that particular disk, and it can read and write, right? So if you have a lots of data to be stored, then you can go for tertiary storage. So mainly we are going to focus in our syllabus, we are going to focus just on primary storage as well as secondary storage. So this is the first thing of file structure, that is heart of file structure. So the first concept is storage. And next we have memory versus secondary storage. So how exactly the main memory, what is the difference between the main memory and the typical disk? Okay, so if you go for the main memory, you will get the information, some particular information, in 120 nanosecond. That means 0.00012 millisecond. Okay, but if you go for the same information, if you get it from the typical disk, then it is 30 millisecond. That is very much bigger than the previous, right? Where is 0.0012 and where is 30 millisecond? So obviously, if you go for typical disk, it is slower than the accessing data from the main memory. But why we are using the disk? Why? Because if you are go for disk, it is of enormous capacity at much less cost. You can store lot of data in the disk if you compare it to the main memory. In main memory, you can store a little amount of data, but if you go for the secondary storage, it is, you can store much more amount of data compared to the previous one, right? So this is the difference between the memory and the secondary storage. Now the third point we have is, how can secondary storage access time will be improved? So as we have seen in the previous point, accessing time in the secondary storage is very much bigger than the main memory, right? Since it can store lots of data, we can use it, but accessing time needs to be improved. How can we improve it? So if you are a good file structure designer, then you can improve the secondary storage access time, right? So a good file structure design, it should give access to all disk capacity without making our application spend a lot of time waiting for the data from the disk. That means your time needs to be reduced, access time needs to be reduced. Make an application 100 times faster. You need to build a file structure design such a way that your application needs to be 100 times faster than the previous one. So this is why we need to study the file structure design in order to improve this secondary storage access time, or we can tell totally the performance of the operations has to be improved. That is why we have to study the file structure. Now let us go for the overview of the file structure design, the last topic in chapter 1. So the general goals here are, you need to get the information with one access to the disk, right? General goal is nothing but, now we are going to study file structure. Why we need to study file structure? Because I want to improve my performance of the disk, right? So if I want to improve the performance, how can I improve? I need to get it in a very less amount of time. But how can we get it with the very less amount of time? That is how we can get it in one single access. So if I get the information in single access, then finished. In one single step I can get it, and time consuming will be reduced, right? So get the information with one access to the disk. That is the general goal. If not, get the information with as few accesses as possible. That is, in one single access it is very difficult to get the information, because obviously we have to go for several number of seeks. Till now no file structure design will give you in one single access the data, right? So that is why, if not, get the information with as few accesses as possible. Reduce the time consuming, so that it will reduce the time consuming, right? So how can we do that? Group the information so that we are likely to get everything we need with only one trip to the disk. One trip in the sense one seek, right? So what exactly you need to do is, you need to group the information, so that if you know that these group set of information we can get together, I want all these set of information, so no need of going to the disk again and again and take the information. Instead, group all those data together, and only once you go to the disk and get the information, come back, finished. So if so, then your time consuming will be reduced. So this is a general goal of file structure design. Now, what is fixed versus dynamic files? If you want to apply these general goals to your file structure design, then there are two different types of files. One is fixed files, and one more is dynamic file. So fixed file is nothing but your file contents will not change. It is fixed. Once you are done with your file content, it is fixed. So if your file contents are fixed, then it is very easy to come up with the file structure design. So it will directly meet your general goals, because we know the set of contents, whatever is there in the file, which is fixed. We are not going to touch it anyhow. So directly apply your operation on that file and you can get the data. But if your files are not fixed, if it is dynamic, like if your files are growing or shrinking, then it is very difficult to do this particular operation. That is, when files grow or shrink, or when information is added and deleted, it is much more difficult. So that is the dynamic file. Now we have to apply, we have to work such a way that we can apply our goals to the dynamic files also. Then I can tell that our file structure design is good, not only for fixed but also for dynamic. If we can able to apply our goal, then we can tell that it is a good file structure design. So this is the end of my slide for time being. Let us meet in the next session.